I'm David Park, and I think myself fortunate to have been born in this city. We're down where the sea meets the River Lagan. This is a really important place in Belfast because this is really where the old city started. The word Belfast comes in part from the Irish word for the mouth, and where we are now is really the mouth of the city. On this waterfront, reclaimed, developed, it became the catalyst for trade and eventually for industrialisation that brought the city its economic prosperity. If you listen closely, you can hear the ghosts of Belfast industrial heritage, because over here we have the great shipyards at Queen's Island. And it's an area now that's going to be transformed, multi-million pound development known as the Titanic Quarter. So what we have here is the voice of Belfast past and also Belfast future. Belfast has been an important part of all my novels. At different times the mouth has spoken in different ways. For example, in the novel The Big Snow, the city reveals itself as transfigured by the great snowfalls of 1963, and suddenly this grainy industrial city becomes beautiful, dressed in a glittering mystical white wedding dress. And in my last novel, The Truth Commissioner, the story unfolds against a backdrop of a city wanting to embrace the future but still conscious of its troubled past. One of the locations I used in The Truth Commissioner was the old drawing office of Harland and Wolff. Wonderful building full of atmosphere and history. And I used that as a particular location where all the files of the victims of the Troubles were taken and stored. There seemed to be a particular symbolic resonance to it for me. It's a place where journeys started and a place where journeys ended. Behind me is the Albert Clock, one of Belfast's most iconic monuments, and which featured in the film The Odd Man Out. This place also reminds me of Sam Thompson, the late dramatist, who worked in the shipyards from the age of 14 and wrote a very important play called Over the Bridge, in which he confronted sectarianism. And it was a very brave piece of work, and I think the lesson from his work that sometimes all writers have to confront the prejudice of their own tribe. This is a very short extract from my last novel, The Truth Commissioner. It's supposed to be a memory of one of the characters, but it's actually my memory. There is one memory from his childhood that he suddenly recalls, and it's being in his father's car on the other side of the river and following an open grain lorry, pigeons swooping on it, the sour, sweet smell of the grain, swinging around across the bridge, and more birds, great shifting parabolas of starlings shading the sky in charcoal.